This plant here is known for its unique properties and traditional use in natural medicine. In a world filled with synthetic remedies everywhere you turn, I am glad that there still lies a natural solution that has been used for centuries. Stonebreaker or Phyllanthus niruli, I hope I've pronounced it well, akabalira in my local language, boasts an array of incredible benefits for our health and well-being. Many people have used it to dissolve kidney stones, and this is due to its ability to aid in flushing out toxins and impurities from the body. And since the kidney is associated with the cleansing of the body, it supports the kidney health. But this is just one of the many benefits. It has anti-inflammatory properties, making it a natural remedy for those suffering from inflammatory conditions such as arthritis. It's a diuretic, which means it increases the flow of urine. So in that way, it helps remove excess water, excess salt, excess toxins from the body. It's antibacterial, it's antiviral, it is a good immune booster. It is a detoxicant. It's a laxative. Of course, we cannot talk about cleansing the body and we leave out the liver, because one of the functions of the liver also entails cleansing the body. So Stonebreaker also supports the liver health. It is such a long list, I may not be able to exhaust it here. And of course, for each of these different sicknesses mentioned here, Stonebreaker is used differently. But before I go into the different ways in which we can use Stonebreaker, if you're new to our channel, please subscribe and let us know in the comment section that you've joined us on this journey. While herbs are good for healing, it is always better to incorporate them in our day-to-day lives. In that way, like the Stonebreaker we are talking about, can help you to support the liver health, to support your kidney health before it actually falls sick. So if you want to take the Stonebreaker, you can take between 1 to 3 teaspoons of the dried Stonebreaker and make a tea out of it and just take it. Or you can get a handful of fresh Stonebreaker and add it to your juice, blend it together and take the juice. You can also juice it separately and take about a tablespoon of the Stonebreaker juice alone. For skin infections or for issues to do with the skin, you can either make soap out of it or you can just squeeze the juice and apply it to the infected area or to the itching area. There are many ways. I encourage you to do your research and find out how can you apply it for a particular ailment. I have come across a number of people asking me how to identify it from its identical counterparts like this one. Of course, when identifying plants, we look at the leaves, we look at the flowers, if any, we look at the seeds, the stem. But one thing that sets this plant apart is the way it bears its fruit. It has its leaves alternating on the branch, as you can see. But when you turn on the back of that branch, you will realize that it has small fruits that are attached to the branch. It's these fruits that contain the seeds of this plant. The other plants that are similar to it do not have these little fruits at the back of their branches. Actually, in our area, the name that we call it is called akabalira, which comes from the way it carries its fruit, so you can easily identify it by that. While it has counterparts that grow really tall, Stonebreaker only grows to around 70 centimeters tall. It's relatively a short plant. It is said to grow mainly in the tropics, and where I live, since I live in the tropics, we do not cultivate it. It easily self-seeds, so it spreads easily. Stonebreaker is known mainly for its ability to treat kidney stones, but it has many other benefits. Like it's used in the treatment of diabetes, it's used for fever, It's used for skin diseases, it's used for wounds, it's used for jaundice, and many other things that it can be used for. So when I find it in the wild, I harvest it and prepare it for storage for later use. I either dry it using the oven or just air drying it. For this particular batch, I dried it in the oven. So you take your stonebreaker that you have harvested and wash it thoroughly clean. Make sure you harvest also from places that are not sprayed with pesticides. So when you bring it home, you wash it. It is good if you can soak it in sodium bicarbonate for like 30 minutes. And then after washing it, you pat it dry and then you spread it on a baking tray and put it in the oven. So I set my oven to 50 degrees Celsius and it was in the oven for about an hour, and then I got it out, put it off the branches like that, and I just put it back in the oven for about 10 minutes just to get that crunch, and thereafter pack it. You can also dry it either by air or in a dehydrator. By air, you simply, after washing it and you've patted it dry, you just leave it on the counter, spread out properly on a tray, and in a few days, your stonebreaker will be dry and ready for storage and use at the time of your leisure. If you've enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe and comment. Tell us what you think of stonebreaker. What do you use it for? What do you call it in your area? Until next time.